Hi, this is Happy Bird from happybirdscraftinghaven.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful little photo ornament, and you'll be amazed at what it is made of. I just used cardboard and I printed out a photo of my mama who passed away about 1.5 years ago on just plain computer paper, and I don't have a laser printer. I used my inkjet printer, and I think it turned out beautiful. The photo didn't curl or anything. I used a method that Mark Montano has showed in his craft videos, and I'll put a link to Mark's videos down below in the drop down bar as well, because he has some really amazing videos as well as some craft books that he put out. So I'll show you how I did this, and and we'll get started. Okay, to start with, you're going to need some cardboard, and this is just cardboard that was in one of the new calendars at Dollar Tree, and the insert to keep the calendar nice and stiff. And as you can tell, I've already used a lot of it. So I'm going to be using this cardboard right here, and I printed a picture of my great-grandmother on just regular computer paper with my inkjet printer. And so I made this wallet size, by the way, when I printed it out. So I'm just going to kind of place it on the cardboard, leaving about 1/4 of an inch of cardboard all the way around. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want that to work with, so as we're making this, I can trim it down. And I'll show you what I'm talking about as, you know, we go on through the video. So I'm going to take some long blade scissors and just cut that like that, like so. Alright? And I know that seems to be a lot on there, and it's not straight, but like I said, don't worry about it. All that'll be coming off. I just want enough to work with. Okay. Now the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take a brush, and I used this e.l.f. brush. It's a foundation brush that I purchased at the Dollar Tree. I love these brushes to do this kind of work with because they work so well and they wash up so well. So, of course, it was only $1 too, so that's makes it nice. Okay, I'm going to use the Mod Podge Super Gloss. This is a 1-coat gloss finish. It has the blue label. It's different than the regular Mod Podge. It dries like clear glass. Okay. And so the first thing I'm going to do is just dip this brush in my Mod Podge. And I'm just going to brush this on like that. So it's a fairly thin coat. Then I'm going to take this little spritz bottle, and I found this at the Dollar Tree. They sold it in packages of 3 with 1 spritz bottle in the middle and 2 other bottles that you could fill like with lotion or something like that. So all I did was I just kind of held this back and spritzed the front of it, and you see how it automatically starts to curl? And then on the back I did another spritz like that. Now it's curling, but that's fine because that's kind of what you want. And I'm just going to lay this on top gently, like so. Alright, then I'm going to come back in with some more Mod Podge, and I'm going to put on a very thin coat, and I'm not going to sit there and brush it over and over and over and over. You're just going to want to do one thin coat. If you have to dip your brush back in, that's fine. Okay, straight lines down. All right, and that's enough. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. So now we're going to allow this to dry thoroughly. And I'm going to lay this flat. And when this is completely 100% dry, then I will be back and I will show you the rest. Okay, once your photo has thoroughly dried, you can go back in with some more Mod Podge. And I'm just putting just the tiniest amount on this brush because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Just on this side only, kind of around my grandmother's face, I'm going to put just a touch of glitter. And I'm going to use the Recollections Fine Glitter in Glitz. I'm going to pour a little on my hand because I don't want it to get out of control. And I'm going to pinch a little bit and just put it around here, like so, around her face. I don't want any directly on her face because I don't want to take away from that. And that's what will happen if you put glitter over the face. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side here. Just dab right here. And then I'm going to take my glitter, sprinkle just the tiniest amount, and I might even do the same thing right here, just in the back, like so. And of course you can always use a smaller brush, but I'm just using here what I have handy. Okay, so now I'm going to blow this like that, and I'm going to allow this to dry thoroughly. See, it just gives just the slightest shimmer, and once it thoroughly dries, I can kind of wipe this off with a soft brush, the parts that I didn't put glitter on. Just wipe it away like that, but I'll wait until that dries. And just check it over, make sure it's what you want. I might want a little more glitter around here. Okay. Yeah, about like that I think is good. Alright, so after this dries thoroughly, then we'll come back again and I'll show you what our next step would be. Okay, so now since all of this is dry here, I'm just going to brush this away. Like I said, you could use a soft brush or just do this. And as you can tell, it really sparkles. I'm going to take this piece of scrapbooking paper and I'm going to glue it to the back. So the only thing I'm going to do is just turn this over, and I'm going to take some turbo tacky glue. I'm going to put a small amount on my fingers. I know it doesn't look like a small amount, but it really is because we're going to cover the back part here just very thinly with the tacky glue. I'm going to spread it out real thin. And it's turbo tacky glue, not regular tacky glue. Just want to make sure you get that. And then just do this, like so. Make sure it sticks on there. So, okay. So now, I'm going to take my long handled scissors, and, or excuse me, my long blade scissors, and I'm just going to rough cut this like that. Like I said, right now at this point everything's just rough cut. We'll trim it all up once it's finished. So I'm going to allow this to dry. And if it starts to bend slightly, don't worry about that, because I'll show you how I fixed mine, and it's a very easy method, and I did it with my mom's photo and it worked. Okay, so we're going to allow the tacky glue on this to thoroughly dry. Okay, so if it starts to bow slightly, then what you're going to do is pick up the photo, and you can kind of see the grain of the cardboard going this direction. You're going to want to kind of put slight pressure, not a lot, just slight, and just kind of rub the bottom like this, up and down the picture to kind of coax it. You don't want to do it really hard or with a lot of pressure. Just kind of coaxing it. And then once you do that, see? It's pretty straight, isn't it? I don't know why this works, but it does. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a border around this photo. Now, with my mom's photo, I used Recollections Bling on a Roll, and it's really sticky stuff. This is $4.99 a package regularly at Michael's. However, if you use your coupon, you can get this for half off. You can also use other bling. This is Recollections as well, and it's sticky back. This is about a 6mm. I don't think I would go larger than a 6mm. You want your border to be small and not thick this direction, because it's just so much easier when you're trying to put the jump ring on. I do like Recollections because they have really sticky stuff, but if you're planning on using like Dollar Tree bling or something like that, I would just recommend, as you're putting the frame on, to just take a tiny dot of hot glue just to anchor one of the ends, and then when you get to the bottom, tiny dot of hot glue to anchor the other end. You don't want to put a lot of hot glue in the middle because you don't want it to look obvious, but just, you know, to anchor it at the beginning and at the end. But I won't need to do that because I'm using this rhinestone border. So I'm going to open this up and slip this out. And I don't know if I showed you the back of my mom's, but I used this scrapbooking paper. I thought it was pretty. It really went well with it. Now, on my mom's picture, I did, when I was putting on the frost, I did decide that I was going to use a little bit of the Marquee Love glitter as well. So you can see that it's a little chunkier around the edges there. But I decided against it for this picture. I don't know why, but I just think that just the plain fine frost will look good on this one. So, but that's just a personal decision. Okay, so now for the bling. Alright, I'm just going to start out by putting this like so at the top. I'm going to have to kind of measure that. I would suggest going a little over the frame by 1, so, simply because you want to continue doing this all the way down. Okay, and don't press down on it until you're sure that's where you want it. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to go this direction. Boy, this is sticky stuff. And if you need to go back and take one off, you can do that. I'll show you how to do that. Right now we're just trying to make a border the best we can. The smaller the bling, the better it will be for you. This is 6mm. I definitely would not go over 6mm. Let me do this side next. Probably either 2 or 4mm would actually be the best. Okay, it's getting there. And then, see, I'm putting it kind of halfway onto the photo and then halfway onto the cardboard here. Okay. Now, we have this part here that is going to go on top of this, so I'm just going to cut one of these off. Like so. And I think I'm going to take one off at the top here, and I'll show you what I'll do to fix this. And then one off here. And I'm going to take this one off as well, right in the corner. Okay. All right. So I'm going to make sure this is on exactly the way I want it. On there tight. Okay. So now you're going to come back in with your precision scissors, and you're going to do this. Like that. Okay. See how I made that? And then you're going to go up this direction, right up against the rhinestones. Take your time with it. And then I'm going to go this direction to make a corner. Go right up against the edge of the rhinestones here. And another corner. Try not to hold this in the middle when you're cutting. You don't want it to accidentally bend if you push. Sometimes if you're cutting, you might press too hard in the middle without thinking. You don't want that to happen. Okay, so I'm going to make another cut right across this corner. There we go. Okay. And then we have the back. Okay, so now what we're going to do next is we're going to take a jump ring and put it here at the bottom. Now I think these will work just fine. I think that they will reach over there. Yeah, it looks like they will. I'm going to count the rhinestones to see about where I want to put my hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So probably right here in the middle, the 5th one in the middle, right directly above that. We're going to place the hole directly above it. Okay, there we go. See the hole? Now, if you don't feel comfortable using the pliers to make a hole, you can certainly take an awl. It doesn't take anything to punch through this cardboard. Or you can actually even take your round nose pliers and just do this. So, any way you can get a hole in there, put a hole in there. And the next thing I did was I have two jump rings here, a 10mm and an 8mm. Now I took some pearl necklace chain. You can get this pearl chain by the roll, by the foot, by the yard. You can get it on eBay, Etsy, craft stores, you name it. It's just necklace chain. And so I just took apart 3 little pieces. These are 6mm pearls. But like I said, you can use 2mm pearls or 4mm pearls. Sorry, that was my phone. So I'm just going to take the 8mm jump ring, open it up, and slip these little pieces of pearl chain on. And I'm just going to slip it through the hole here. Make sure it's open quite a bit from side to side so it'll fit. And you're just going to, it's probably easier to do it with my fingers. Oops, one fell off. Okay. Alright. So I'm slipping this through with my fingers. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Okay, hold on for a second. Okay, ladies, I was not using my head. You should not be taking the 8mm jump ring and placing it in here. I needed to put the pearls onto the 8mm and put it onto the 10mm and hook it. So, a little bit of a brain cramp there. I couldn't figure out, why am I having such a hard time with this? Okay, so now we hooked the 8mm onto the 10mm. Oh my goodness, I don't know. I like to say it's too early in the morning, but I'm afraid it's old age. Okay, so I'm just going to slip that through and make sure this is closed. And there we go. We did it. Okay, and so now we're just going to do the top part right here. And it's very easy to do. We just use a regular old Christmas hook to make that. Just a regular old Christmas hook. And so what I did was, I'm going to bend that shut a little bit. I'm going to open up the top like this, and I can do this with my fingers. And I'm sliding on this acrylic Shambhala bead. You can purchase these at Michael's craft store, online, anywhere. They're real lightweight. And then I found this pretty bead cap at Joann's. It was in their jewelry section, so I thought it would be pretty just on top of that. But you don't have to do that. You can put spacer bead, anything you want on the top. But I just thought that would look nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut probably about maybe 1/4 of an inch off the top. And I'm just going to come in with my round nose pliers. And the largest part of my plier, I'm just going to bend it around like this. Now you want this loop at the top to be fairly large because you're going to put some ribbon through that. Like that. And if you don't want to go to all this trouble with the bead, I mean, it's not trouble to me, but it might be trouble to you if you've never had any jewelry making experience before. So if you want to do something different, what you can do is just hot glue, crisscross a little ribbon or a little loop here and hot glue it to the back. You can do that just as easily to hang this up. Okay, so I'm going to put the loop through there, or I should say the ribbon through there. But this part here, I'm going to make another hole and put it right at the top. So with my hole punch pliers again, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So right about here, just kind of eyeball it to make sure that it's kind of what you want. And just the very, yeah, see, right below the rhinestone. That's where we're going to hook this. And I can use my fingers with this because they are ornament hooks, so they're not real tough, you know. I'm going to use this, so I'm going to see which side I bent. Here it is. I couldn't find it there for a minute. Okay, I just bent it back, and I'm just going to hook this on here. There we go. I'm just going to push this back. Probably easier to do it with my hands. Yep. It was. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to make sure that this is closed at the top because we want to put some ribbon in there. Okay. Push that down in there. There we go. Alrighty. I fiddled enough with that, huh? Okay, so now I'm just going to take some narrow ribbon. This is sparkly narrow ribbon. I don't know if you can see it. It does sparkle. And I'm just going to cut a length of that off. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of fold that in half like that, lengthwise. I'm going to slip this right through here. Like so. Hold on for a moment. Okay, so I slid this through here, and I'm just going to tie it right here at the top in an overhand knot. Like so. This is kind of stiff mesh type ribbon, and I did buy this at Joann's in their holiday ribbon section when they had all the ribbon for 70% off. Cutting this at an angle like so, so it kind of looks like a little bow. And there we go. Let me put this camera up so you guys can see. And so, maybe up a little more. Okay. Oh, there we go. So I thought it turned out really lovely. And The hook that I did on my mom's didn't give me the trouble that it gave me on camera, of course. But like I said, you know, it's up to you what kind of hook you want at the top. But I just thought this was really pretty. And I'm going to add a little heart bling right here. I think a little sugar heart. They call them sugar hearts. And you can purchase them online on eBay or Etsy. And they're very inexpensive. Let me see what the size is about here. It's about 11 millimeters high and about 12 millimeters wide at the widest part. Okay, so I need to lower this camera. I'm going to more than likely put it right here in the corner, like so, with hot glue. Right there. You could put it anywhere you wanted to, high or low, but I think on the corner like that and kind of tilted about like so. I think that would look really nice. What do you think? Alright. So that's about it, and I really hope you enjoy this tutorial. I do hope you try this because, let me tell you, it's really nice to be able to give personalized ornaments to people, and I know that the personalized ones that I've made in the past, that I've given to people who have lost a loved one, it really, really touches their heart that you've gone to the trouble to make a personalized ornament for them of their loved ones to hang on the tree. And it just makes it really special, you know, for Christmas. So that's about it. And once again, thank you so much for watching. And whoops, I could glue this on. And I will post, of course, this on my blog when I'm finished so you can see the final result for yourself. God bless you. Bye-bye.